Go, Strix, play! It's up in the air! Ball over the top podcast. Welcome back, viewers and listeners. We are going to be talking about a wide array of topics today. Everything about the Northern Super League, the NSL, the Women's Professional Soccer League right here in Canada. I'll bring it over to Kyle to give us a little bit of background information.
Thanks, JB, or we calling you Blue Jay today. What are we doing today?
Hey, we'll see. I'm feeling a little excited today. We'll find out later why that is the case.
Just don't go back to JB. That's all I'm saying.
We need to solidify whether it's just gonna be Jaden or if it's gonna be Blue Jay, whichever the case. But yes, today we got a jam-packed episode. Today we're talking about the NSL, as Jaden said. Also, we were this morning at the NSL Finals Media Day.
Yes.
And when I tell you, Jaden was like a kid in the candy store. He was like, oh my god, like he went through there, the team is there, everything.
He went through all the emotions you can think of.
Yes, exactly.
From nervous to being like excited to being like beating the like bumping the heart. He was like
everything was happening. It was just so exciting seeing the players, seeing the coaches. These are people, you watch on TV and you're finally getting to see them in real life. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Me and Zed have
been talking about it for maybe the past couple weeks, and we were saying this episode, when it comes up, is literally Jaden's episode. This is his bread and butter. This is what he's well knowledge in, and this is something that he's going to hit the ground running with and keep going with it. So, for our viewers out there who are probably not familiar with the NSL, let's kind of get into it. So, it started last year, right? 2024. Has what, 8 teams? Eight teams, 20 to 25 players per club, 8 international spots. I think that's more than the MLS. The MLS has what, 3 designated international spots?
Yeah, MLS has 3
So they're already winning in that category. $1.6 million salary cap, $50K minimum salary. The most we actually learned today is the most for a minimum salary for a female professional soccer player in a professional women's soccer league. Versus Italy, who pays their women $38K as a minimum. And then Spain, Japan, and Australia all shared the same amount of $25K per player for a minimum salary. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that within almost one full season, because the finals is on Saturday. How do they generate, with obviously sponsors and donations and people believing in the league and how its growth and its potential, but how do they generate so much?
So before we get into it, I just want to make a correction. It's 6 teams, not 8 teams.
6 teams. Sorry,
they're aiming for 8 teams in next couple of years. They're definitely trying to expand to 7 teams until next season, or maybe 28 for sure. So Jaden, you want to start, or do you want me to start?
Oh, you could go ahead, because I don't want you to lose your point.
So I would say main money-wise, I would say right now they're getting is sponsorship. They have really good sponsors right now, from DoorDash, BMO, from Canadian Tire, who are their shirt sponsors as well. They wore it the whole season. I was just talking yesterday in class too, because I was showing everyone my blog that me and Jaden made. But
go check that out, by the way. Zen of the Game. Amazing sports blog. This guy is a writer. If you don't see him having his own newspaper or something soon, you're missing out. You're missing out.
I probably won't have a newspaper. That's too political for me.
But definitely still check it out. This guy talks about unique topics you would never.
So the thing is, let's take an example of DoorDash. What DoorDash was able to do is not just help with the money and helping with building the stadiums and stuff. They also are partnering with every team, all the 6 teams are getting all the food and beverages from DoorDash.
Really?
Yeah. So like from
awesome.
stadiums to like even when they go on the tour,
So
like
kind of like a retail
DoorDash.
supplier, but from
Basically,
DoorDash. That's
yeah,
awesome.
DoorDash is providing all the food and beverage expenses to them. Same thing with Canadian Tire. Like they have, I think, 40 to 45% stake in all the stadiums that they are trying to build or like making changes to the stadiums.
Yeah.
They have 40 to 45% rights to it too. So those kind of things, not just by like money, you can get it anywhere. Like you can have like different investors like every year differently. Especially you can see in like men's soccer or like men's sports that
They're always switching.
investors
They're always
they're
changing, yeah.
always changing. It's and people want to spend money in sports,
Of course.
especially like sports throughout the like past. They've been like man focused, so like in that kind of area people want to spend money, but you don't really see it in women. But NSL is doing something different, and it shows.
Yeah, no, they're doing really good things. Going into their like mission statement, again, we learned a lot today with the NSL Media Day. We learned a lot about the league, what their future's like, what they want to grow into. Their mission statement of being the top 5 league in the world, rooted in community and inspired greatness. How does that make you feel? Like just hearing that about an organization and that they're within their first season, like they were saying, like we learned today, they did big numbers.
Yeah.
Now their mission statement, like I just mentioned, saying top 5 league in the world, and that's their goal and their mission.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel with their first season coming to a close as of Saturday and what they've done? Do you think they're on the right track?
Yeah, I think they're definitely on the right track. I think it's an impactful mission statement for sure, and the fact that they're actually able to execute it so far is good, because as we learned today, they have top 5 in attendance like globally for professional women's soccer leagues, and then top 8 overall for global revenue, which is very impressive in your inaugural season for sure. And they said 30 million they made revenue
in the first year.
That's
million.
awesome.
That's great. Yeah,
it's crazy, especially like just coming like off the ground running. Like, yes, it took time to like actually get like off the ground like this league, but the fact that within 1 year you made $30 million and just the absolute exponential growth is just it's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. First game April 16, 2025 between Vancouver Rise and Calgary Wild. Now the NSL final coming up soon. We'll talk a little bit more later, November 15, between the local team AFC Toronto versus Vancouver Rise. So it's great. It's been a great month for the league. It's been great for the players who have received national call-ups all over from many different nations, as we learned today. There's 101 Canadian players in the league, 47 international.
148 players.
Yeah, 148 players in total, And they got some big polls as well, like Maggie, Doherty, Howard. That was a great one. Quinn, a lot of people were excited for that one as well. And then Esther Ronco, they were talking about today, she could potentially win African Player of the Year. So that's big stuff there.
Yeah.
Really? That's actually really good. That's a big jump.
And the thing about
sports
is, like, let's say CPL, right? CPL is big in Canada, but CPL, most of the player you see, they're just playing. They're not playing for fans. Like, they're just playing to get out of the CPL and maybe go to MLS or like go to the big league, something like that. For NSL, like, they're trying to create a league where player from all around the world, especially the players like we already see who are already representing their country, can come and play here in Canada. And let's talk about like their player salary, like where you started, right? Like $50,000 as a minimum, which is pretty good.
That's actually pretty good for like plus just to play something that you play, a sport you love. Like I would, like, if TFC called me today and said, "Hey, listen, you might not get minutes, but you can play with the team.
$50,000.
Absolutely,
on the way, right?
Like, where do I sign? Like, it's the fact that you're getting paid to play to play a sport that you grew up playing, watching, fell in love with, train your whole life with, train your whole life for. It's just like 50.
Plus, each team has a one seat reserved for a player uncapped, so they can invite a player like Alex Morgan or
That's what I'm
let's say
saying.
any from Japan or from Africa, like
Yeah, they have
top
8 international
players.
spots.
Yeah.
They're doing so much. Again, like I know it's
But-
still coming off the ground, but they're doing a lot better than the MLS. Like
Yeah.
MLS only has 3 spots, and sometimes those three spots are not like unless you're Inter Miami and you have Messi and all of them coming
Yeah.
over. Like you're not really like doing much with
Yeah.
that. Like this, you're bringing talent. Like what they were talking about today at the media day was like just how much like women's sports is just exponentially growing, and like you can bring that talent, like what you're saying, like Alex Morgan and those guys, you can bring them from anywhere. Imagine even like look at it like this. I'll give an example. So we have Messi, who's at almost the end of his career. He came to Inter Miami. He's playing out. He's having a good time. Look at like a professional footballer like what we were saying, Alex Morgan, or even like Marta from Brazil. Imagine you have someone of that talent coming over to the NSL to play. That would literally just like the fans that would come through would be amazing.
Absolutely, and then it's just about marketing. The more you market those current players, absolutely.
So you know what?
For sure.
Good for them. Kudos to them.
They're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And then we also learned number 5 in the world of professional women's football leagues in attendance.
Yeah.
So imagine that your first year, you're competing within this year, you're competing with, let's say, Champions League, Women's Champions League football. You're competing with, I think it's the NWSL.
Yeah, the
NWSL in the States.
Yeah.
And then you're also competing with like the individual leagues, like, you know, the...
And then you
Liga,
also
I think
have
it was Liga F and
Barclays Women's League as well. Yeah.
And you're number 5 in the world. You just started. Like, you know what? Give a round of applause for that. That's
Absolutely.
amazing.
And they're not just stopping there. As Deanna said today, like they're trying to expand and not just expand. They're trying to partner with like CONCACAF and what's the other one? Club World Cup.
Club World
Club World Cup.
Women's
Women's. Yeah. They're also trying to get in both of those. So they're also trying to give the players that outer exposure.
Okay.
Not just playing in Canada, but like
playing against the
playing
other teams
like NWSL or
teams.
like Barclays Women's League. Yeah.
Now, I don't want to be the bad guy
Shout out to
here.
Alex Morgan.
I don't want to be the bad guy here, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Let's say they do expand Club World Cup and into, let's say, Champions League and into, you know, playing in the States. Do you think, again, this is only with a year's worth of data.
Yeah.
Do you think that the teams can compete with teams like that on the world stage? So, like, we're talking about, like, let's say they make Club World Cup. They're going to be playing teams like Barcelona. They're going to be playing teams like Arsenal, Chelsea, the big Olympic Lyon, the big women's clubs. They're going to be playing against them. I'm not trying to, you know, shit on these girls. These girls are talented. They deserve all the respect that they get and like all the hard work that they put in. But I'm trying to be as realistic as possible. Do you think with the year's worth of data that if, let's say, AFC Toronto, let's just say this year they were able to make it to Club World Cup and you put AFC Toronto in, because I'm very confident that AFC Toronto will win on Saturday. Do you think that they can compete with the Club World Cup teams?
So I wouldn't definitively give you an answer yes, because it's their first season. They're still like a baby who are like learning to walk, kind of. But the potential they showed the whole season. The one question the reporter asked both the coaches, which I really liked, was like, did you see the potential or growth in the players or the thing like actual sporting event you wanted to provide to the fans? Did you see that culture with your teams? And they were like, yes. Because it was first season, it was really hard to maintain and it was really hard to plan it out, like how we're going to develop our players, like how much pressure we're going to put on them. But the potential they showed and the skill set they showed throughout the season, they said like what's the coach's name? I'm very bad with names. Marco. Marco said that it's very hard to tell in the first season when you're starting out. But it also the case that when you put someone, when you fight with people who are more accomplished than you or like better than you, then you can learn from them and then grow. So going there is the biggest step. Then we can improve. Okay, we played against Arsenal or we played against Barca Feminine.
Yeah.
We lost, like, let's say 10-0. It doesn't really matter. But now
course,
we
yeah, it's
know.
all about growth.
Yeah. Now we know what level we're at.
Yeah.
Now we know which area we need to focus on to grow more.
Okay.
So yeah,
Jaden?
No.
I think
Your
that
thoughts?
exposure. I think that exposure is very important.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Alex Morgan enjoying her cozy retirement. But I say it will be rough at the start, but I've seen these ladies play time and time again. They definitely have the talent to go out there and produce, which we'll do a deep dive into that later. So I definitely think they have the talent. It's just that in terms of competing against leagues like the NWSL, not they may be more they definitely will be, I should say, more tactically developed to compete against our local NSL team. So I think that could potentially be where the standard kind of differentiates and you start to see the levels really showing out, because these teams have been playing in the Champions League, doing so well for years. We've been talking about, like, previously, these players have like international superstars like Chloe Kelly, Ella Toon, Karchawi, Renard, like all over across different teams, of course, but they're talented. So I'm not gonna say we're just gonna walk in there immediately and like
course,
show
yeah,
them
that's
up,
not my thought either.
but they definitely have talent, because as we were talking about today during media day, it's a lot of these players in the league have international call-ups, which is impressive. So they could
Yeah, like
definitely at
Holy
least,
Ward. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So they could definitely at least show what they got, or at least attempt to hold their weight in comparison to other leagues, I would say.
And let's look at MLS. Like, for example, MLS took how many years to get to this stage where it's finally recognized, right? Even with the players like Messi and stuff. Messi, Busquets, like now Human Son is playing for one team, one of the
LAFC,
team.
yeah.
So, but can you say that, okay, if they play against Barcelona, or if they play against any of the European team, they're gonna win?
No,
But that's the thing, is that we have that data. We have that data that we can also see the quality of play. Again, they have players in the league such as like Heung-min Son and Messi, who have played at the top flight level. And they obviously know what it takes to play at the top flight level. But yeah, you can't put a side like TFC, let's say, against, I'll try to pick even like a
Let's say
smaller
Leeds
team.
United or something like
Not
that.
even
They
Leeds,
yeah,
like
they would
if
still
you put
crush
them. If
them.
you put them at like against like let's say Celtic, who are like Scottish champions, like actual royalty over there, like they would get killed. Like,
Yeah.
but even like you could say that because of the state of the team that it is now. But yeah, the reason I was asking that question is just because, like what you said, Jaden, like we've been watching these women develop, whether it's in the NSL or even just in general, just like in football in general, and the growth is exponential. It's amazing. It's like that's wonderful just to see like how much that women's soccer has just grown.
Yeah.
And I want them, and like they were saying in their
Media.
in their media, like in the media day today, was like they were talking about how they just want to grow and they just want to prove that, like, they can compete. They can, compete with not only just the men, but they can compete in terms of like, we can make the revenue, we can make the money, we can give people a reason to, want to become players. Like, little girls who look up at these players and say, like, I want to be her one day. I want to be Alex Morgan. I want to be Christine St. Clair. And it's just, I feel that if you were to put the team, like what we were saying, like in like a situation like playing against like, Barca females or the Arsenal teams or Chelsea or whatever. Yes, I don't think it would be very rough at first.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be but I think that they could keep up.
Yeah,
personally,
they could do
I
some-
think they could
Oh,
hold
yeah.
their
Yeah,
own.
I
Yeah.
And like what we were talking about, in terms of like what we learned today, like
Yeah.
85% of the games this season
Yeah.
were held within 2 goals.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that was good.
Like that's
Yeah.
really good because like obviously we love high scoring games,
Of
but
course.
the fact that they're able to defend that well to keep it between 2 goals on
Yeah.
average. I think the average was like what 2.6
Yeah,
goals.
yeah,
a game.
2.6
Like, that's
goals per
amazing.
game. Yeah,
Mhm.
That's crazy. So
that's-
like I think that again with the data that we've collected again within 1 year and like what you're saying, it's like a baby. I think the league is like a baby.
Yeah.
It's just learning to walk, it's learning to talk, and it's finding its way.
yeah.
But I still think with the data that we have so far on the first year of the NSL,
Yeah.
I think we're in for some
Very
Yeah,
positive.
definitely.
Very
Big-
positive.
very
yeah.
positive,
Definitely,
very
because we
positive
were talking. They even mentioned some numbers from Deloitte about the women's market in general.
Yeah.
Of course, it was 1 billion in 2024,
Mhm.
and then now in 2025 it's 2.3 billion. So
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
the same.
Women's
How
sport
much
is just
on
growing.
the
That's what I'm
rise.
saying. The exponential growth is disgusting. Like it's so like people are starting to notice, and it's not just like all because of 1 or 2 players. Like a lot of players are breaking out, and the reason of that is bringing in more revenue and bringing more eyes to the game and bringing more fans. And
Yeah.
like didn't they have all the Vancouver Ultras there?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
had
they did.
Vancouver Ultras
Yeah.
there
Yeah, they
for
had.
media day
Yeah.
for the game on
Yeah.
Saturday. There were
It was-
people there, and they were wearing like the merch and everything. Like,
Yeah.
the one girl had her hair all done for Vancouver Rise. Like that was
Yeah,
so
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was great. As you said, they've done great job of getting eyes out there because I believe it's the women's sport market in general. 54% of their revenue, I believe they were saying, is coming from broadcasting or majority
Yeah.
of it. So
And that's the thing
great.
I like about the league too. Like they're not really trying to compete with like men's league or men's
They're not.
soccer
They're
or
trying to
men's
make
sport.
their own
They're
identity.
trying to build their own thing. It's basically their motto, like by women for women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Diane Matheson was really like she's been a real big focal point of being the
Mhm.
co-founder of the league and
Yeah.
like just making sure that from her own experience in playing with the Canadian national team, like yes, there was exposure there. Yes, there was like growth and potential behind it. But now she brought that to life and say, you know what, we're gonna make sure that this goes
mhm.
even higher. We're gonna set the bar higher, and I think they're achieving it.
Yeah,
Everything that they're trying to do, they're exceeding their
yeah,
expectations.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
definitely.
And if
Christina.
they keep it at this rate, no telling what they can do.
Absolutely. That's what Christina Litz
Yeah.
told me as well when I asked a question, and I'm gonna put the video right here. Maybe
Yeah.
if
Insert
if
clip
it's
here.
insert right here.
Insert
me
clip.
me
Insert clip.
editing insert right here.
Do you think NSL has a chance to go up to that stage for around the world? And how participating in CONCACAF and leagues like that will help NSL rise?
I think one of the things that sometimes gets overlooked for women's sports is the size of our ambition. And I can tell you, and I'm sure it's the same for the PWHL and the Toronto Tempo, our ambitions are as big as any professional men's league. And so that means we have to keep growing. And that means we have to keep investing. And so that goes to the plans around expansion. It's also our confidence in the player pool in this country, and part of the reason why this league was launched, to provide those opportunities and uncover that talent in all parts of Canada, where soccer still continues to be the #1 youth participation sport. And worldwide, Canada has the 3rd largest player pool for girls playing in this country. So, again, that's the plan, and we're not stopping until we get there.
But that's what she basically said. Like, it's not about comparing with other leagues. It's about how much potential we can attract from Canada, like from young women and like women who really want to get into soccer and
Yeah.
like college athletes and youth athletes.
Yeah.
That's where their base is.
She even mentioned the whole thing about like they want to keep their players here. They want to
Exactly.
keep potential players that are playing for the NSL, not only just to play here. Obviously, they want to expand,
Yeah.
internationally or even just across the across the border.
Yeah.
But they said they want our players to stay here in like our colleges and universities
Yeah.
because they believe that we have talent here.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
we can say even about our own school, like
Yeah.
Humber, our soccer team, we just won the championship. Did the
Yeah.
women win? I know the men won.
Men definitely won
Let
in
me check.
Montreal.
I
remember
don't
that.
know if the women won, but I know the women's team and the men's
That's
teams
pretty good
for
as
soccer
well, yeah.
are always usually
Yeah.
champions every year. But that's what that Diane was saying was she wants to keep players here. Like yes, Of
Yeah.
course, everybody who wants to play professional sports or want to further their sports career usually want to go to a D1 school in the States, or they want to, travel, abroad to see if they can, find an academy or find a way to, make a certain, professional career out of their sport. But like, we have talent here.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to expand on
That's
that.
why she was even saying about talking to Canada Soccer about developing the pathway and saying and talking about the current model in terms of is this academy system really working, or should we try something else in order to get our athletes quicker into these professional leagues and try a different pathway and see how it works.
Yeah.
Just for the fact check, Humber's women's team won the bronze medal.
Okay, so they won bronze medal, but still good.
Still good, yeah.
So top
very
three.
good.
So top three in for the
NCAA.
NCAA, and then the men's won gold. So good for them.
Yeah,
And like I said, see, there's talent there.
definitely.
And, most of them are either going to go maybe, hey, some of these players you might see them maybe on a team next year in the NSL.
Hey, you
And
never know.
it's just about creating a path too, right? Because most of the players right now you see, like NCAA is so bad right now. Everyone's kind of hating them for that reason, because everyone has to go to the United States to perform and then come back to Canada and perform. This just gives them a direct platform.
Yeah, it gives them a direct path. Like, whether it's coming from school, and you never know, like, even, like, players now in school, we might have scouts that are coming not even just from the States, but NSL coaches and scouts that'll come and try to scout talent from our college and university.
Yeah.
So, like what you're saying, it's giving them that direct path, not only just from college out into the NSL, but it's creating it. It's giving them it's giving them an alternative option instead of being like, well, I was hoping to play in the NWSL, or I was hoping to maybe, make my way out to one of the, the big clubs for the female clubs and stuff. And I have to go to the States first and go to a D1 school or D2 school. It's like, no, it's like you have the opportunity if the development system is properly done. You can go from either just even grassroots and go straight into it and as a training, like into a training academy. Or you are scouted to play for the team. You do well in the NSL, and then you get scouted out.
And that's what great teams do. Like, you see Barcelona, you see Real Madrid. Like, over the years, like, academy players, Messi, like Lamine Yamal, all the players right now, young players Barcelona have. It's the same thing.
Or you can just be like Arsenal and just start scouting kids that are like 14, 15 years old.
All
And be
right,
like, yo,
moving
he's the
on.
next wonder kid.
Moving on.
I already told you this, Aiden. I told you every episode we're always going to have to shit on Arsenal.
So-
We're ending the episode right now.
Moving on. Oh no.
That's funny.
Oh man.
I have to do it. I think that's the bit.
It's one per episode, absolutely.
I think overall though, guys, I think I speak for all of us when I say the media day was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody there was incredible. The fact that we even got a chance to ask the co-founder some questions was incredible. We got to take
We
pictures
actually
by
got
the
to take
trophy.
a photo with her.
Yeah.
Stay tuned
It's-
for the thumbnail because you're going to see an awesome photo of Ball Over the Top podcast members with the co-founder of NSL, Diane Matheson.
Yeah. And we were right next to the trophy as well. And then even myself, as the guys were saying, I was all over the place with emotions. I was nervous at first, but Tal gave me that extra push, like, Jaden, come on, go build some confidence, kind of
You had
muscle
to.
in
You had
there.
to.
And, went up there, asked a few questions. It was good. I felt good that I actually did it in the end. So
You're a bright individual. You just needed the confidence. You needed that push. And I could see the way we were even talking about before we were going today. You were like, I have so many questions. I have so much information I want to talk about. And all you had to do is just get that little push to go forward. Like I said, we were going to go talk to Diane Matheson. We're going to ask your questions. We're going to do what you can. And we gave you that push, and you got to talk to her. And look, we got a photo out of it. And that's going to be our thumbnail of our podcast.
Yeah,
and then on top of that, at the end, you got to, who did you interview from Vancouver?
For Vancouver, the first person I interviewed was Holly Ward.
Yeah.
And no, the captain is Samantha Chang, but both
Sorry.
both of them were there.
Yeah.
So I talked to Holly Ward first, and then afterwards I talked to Latifa Abdu. So
Yeah,
So
that
there you
was
go.
great.
See, so you got to interview them, and those might be put into the video. They might be put into the clip. Again, this is still.
Oh, you'll
we're
see
still-
a reel about it
Oh
somewhere.
yeah, our real about it. We're still piloting our first episode in terms of recording all three of us. But we did have an amazing day. It was
Yeah.
well informed, very intimate, really. If you
yeah,
guys-
Oh, yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
Like
definitely.
most times when I thought about this, I didn't think it was gonna be like hundreds of people, but I thought it was gonna be a lot more. But
Yeah.
we were in a very intimate spot. Of
Yeah.
like, we were
Definitely.
close to the stage. We were able to listen to everything from their future of what they want for the league. We got to hear from the players. We got to talk to the co-founder of the league, Diane Matheson, and like it was just the fact that we were able to do that.
The fact that we were able to get a question in.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
saying.
crazy.
Oh my
that
God.
was that,
You
Yeah,
guys don't
that was
understand.
amazing.
We were sitting around a bunch of reporters that were literally from
From
Sportsnet,
CBC, Sportsnet,
and they were
yeah.
just like,
From the
yeah. So we're gonna
Sports
ask our
Sister.
questions. We're gonna ask our questions, and we're
Yeah.
just there like,
Yeah.
Can we ask a question?
Yeah.
So Zen developed the courage. He went to the front and he actually got a question in with Diane. And then what was the other woman's name?
Christina Litz.
Yes. Got it with her, and we actually again might see a reel about that. We got a video of him asking a question, so that was perfect. Same thing with Jaden talking to Holly Ward and
Latifa Abdu.
Abdu, and yeah, I
Yeah.
would do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I would do it
absolutely.
again.
That would definitely.
So-
to be
Great
honest,
experience.
We should have asked it for an invite next year. Be like, hey, so remember us?
Yeah.
but
I mean, they
but-
might.
Yeah,
Hey,
maybe,
they might.
but it was
I'm
good.
pretty sure, like, even if I saw her, because I like to notice things. So, like, when she was talking to the other reporter, like, on camera, because we were standing right there, waiting for our turn for the photo,
Yeah.
and she kept looking at us.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure she remembers at least one of our faces.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we were there because we were like, okay, can we get a photo? And then as soon as it happened, I overheard the lady. I think they were from marketing or something. They came in. They're like, yeah, can we get a photo? And she's like, yeah, no problem. We're just like, okay. This is our chance. She kept looking at us like, okay, these guys are not leaving. So I think we gotta talk to them at this point. So I'm like,
to.
Jade, go ask her for a photo right now.
Before we move on, I kind of want to touch back to the marketing point again. Like marketing and promotion is like so important, and we see like big leagues like Premier League and stuff like
Yeah.
because they want to be called the best league in
Yeah,
the
they're
world.
household name.
How they do it,
Yeah.
but the marketing wise, like NSL did so good. Like the logo is so sick.
Yeah.
I really
yeah,
like
simple.
NSL logo.
Yeah.
Very
So
simple.
simple, so nice. Not like quirky or anything. The promotional video they did, the video they showed,
Yeah, that was
really good.
excellent.
I've been seeing their post on the social media because I've been following NSL like for the championship and stuff,
Yeah.
and like the promotional stuff they're doing with their players, the coaches.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. The best part about I liked was like it's not that a third party is promoting them. The players are putting in an effort to
Yeah.
promote themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They're making the reels. They're making they're going on the social media,
TikTok
and
engaging.
stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely.
TikToks. Like they're engaging with fans.
Yeah.
Like they're making those videos. they're making those
they're doing it
memories.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
great.
and like it shows, right? As I was telling about CPL, like if you're not gonna do it for fans, they're not gonna respect you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it shows, and that's why they're getting all this traction. And I feel I feel very positive about it, and I feel like they can go a long way.
Yeah, definitely. Because speaking of the players doing such an excellent job of promoting themselves as well, a stat we got was 3.7 plus million followers combined between all of the players on their social media platforms,
that's
which is very impressive. And I heard they were having a lot of players were having fun on TikTok to doing their dances, just showcasing their personality
Yeah.
off the pitch, which is excellent to see.
Yeah, if you can relate to the fans and you can relate to the people who watch you and the crowd that you want, a community that you want to, bring to like the eyes you want to bring to your league, you gotta
Yeah,
find a way. You gotta find ways to connect. Like a lot of kids now, unfortunately, watch TikToks and do TikTok.
that's the best way to do it. Yeah.
And they see their favorite player doing it and they're like, hey, maybe one day I'll go to a game and I'll see my favorite player and we can do same TikTok dance together, or I get to meet my my idol, my my hero.
for
So-
sure.
Well, one of my that's funny that you said that because like one of my classmates yesterday was like because he has a daughter, and like because he has a daughter, like he got like season pass for the Toronto FC and not Toronto FC,
AFC Toronto.
Yeah, and every time he's like, it's not about the game. It's about how you connect with the player.
Yeah,
So
the
like
experience.
she doesn't understand the game right now. But the only because she goes to the game is because player handshake.
Yeah.
Every time like they have direct access to the player going out of the tunnel, in the tunnel, they can do handshakes, they can like get merch and stuff. And that's what it is.
No, definitely. It's a great experience because I went to AFC Toronto game during the season, and afterwards the players were signing all of the kids, jerseys or whatever it is. I even got some signatures myself. It was really cool, to be honest. It just shows how great these women are in these league and how friendly, and what they're building here is special, to be honest.
Do you have an AFC Toronto jersey?
Send me one for free. We'll get on that. Don't worry. We'll get on that.
Any of the
Brand new-
co-founders or any of the coaches or players looking at
Yeah,
this
can we
video,
get
can we get like some merch, please?
Yeah,
So-
can we get
so
like
we-
we'll
we'll do the promotion for you.
yeah, you'll be sick. We get like an AFC jersey and on the back, ball over the top.
Yeah, that would be
that would be
that would
sick.
be sick. Yeah, but I think we should start deep diving in.
then like next episode, you just have it like hanging there.
Yeah,
As
that
promotion. That'd be sick.
That would be sick. But I think would we like to get into what stuff that happened during the regular season and the season stuff? Are you ready to jump into that?
I'm waiting on you. You literally, like we said, me and Zen have been saying for the past couple of weeks, when we got to this topic, this is your topic, and it's not a bad thing because I love how passionate you are for women's sports, and I love how passionate you are for this league specifically, and how much you've developed, like you've really dived into it and gotten a lot of information. So you know what, I'm here. The floor is yours. Educate me. Educate me.
Okay, thank you. So first we'll start off easy regular season standings. First, AFC Toronto, they won, I believe it's called the Canadian Shield or
Yeah,
Canadian
Canadian Shield, yeah.
Supporters Shield. So that's basically the prize you're getting for finishing first in the
Can we
league.
potentially get like a photo in here?
Yeah. Insert
maybe a
photo.
championship.
Okay, calm down.
Exactly. Too much editing.
I'm not
Too much
doing
editing. Too much editing now. Too much editing. Cut down. Okay. Now, second in the league was the Ottawa Rapid on 39 points.
Wait, how many points did AFC Toronto have?
AFC Toronto got 51. Ottawa Rapid 39.
51.
Vancouver Rise 39 and Montreal 36. So those top four all advanced to the playoffs. And then the bottom two teams were the Calgary Wild with 29 points. Yeah, 29 points. And Halifax tied at the bottom with 16 points. So just in reference, all the teams played 25 games in the regular season.
And what was the record for AFC Toronto?
They had 16 wins,
Okay.
6 losses, and 3 draws.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and
25 matches? That's pretty good.
and finished
What was
on
the did
plus
they have a goal
18 plus 18 goal difference. Yeah.
That's
Yes,
big.
it was pretty
Better
good.
than TFC?
Yeah, great season by them. But now since it's the end of the regular season and we're almost at the final, we want to do a recap in terms of team of the season. So I'll start from the defense and work our way up. I think that's the best way to do it. And apologies for any mispronunciations on this first name or going forward. So in net we had Anika Toth. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Wait. What formation are you going for?
Oh, the formation is a 4-3-3.
No.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
what I'm going with.
I'll give you that.
4-3-3. No, this is the official team of the season. I'm not making up. This is what they said.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like,
That makes
we're getting
sense,
real
yeah.
with bias here.
Nah.
We're pick every AFC Toronto player.
Nah. That's not what it's gonna be. So, Anika Toth, she had 72 saves, most in the league. So it makes sense for her to obviously win goalkeeper of the year and be in the goalkeeper team of the season. She was a part of the Halifax Tide, which unfortunately came last, but without her, who knows how they would have done, because 72 saves is a lot. And to get most in the league, imagine how much more they would have conceded if they didn't have her. So for example, they conceded 43 goals. Imagine if she wasn't there. That could have been well over 50 or 60, for example, just to like throw some numbers out there. So that's how integral she was to the team. So I think that's definitely a deserved spot, facing so many shots and end up saving so many. Then moving on to the left back position, Kobe Barnett of AFC Toronto. To be honest, she's an absolute like workhorse in my opinion. This girl, she goes on the left hand side. I say that left mid position, even dropping back into the defense, and she just really bombs up and down that left hand side. I would say for AFC Toronto, doing plenty of hard work. She may not get all the spotlight in the media, but she was definitely integral in terms of AFC Toronto's success, I would say, and get recording a goal during the season.
So I just wanted to stop you for 1 second. So we've already gone through the goalie and the left back. Question is now, in that starting 11 for team of the season, how many AFC Toronto players made it?
I can give you that there was a lot of AFC Torontos. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4 AFC Toronto players.
So 4 players out
Four
of
out of
11.
11.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
And
That's
then,
a lot.
And then the next, it was actually dominated by 2 teams, Ottawa Rapid as well. They had four teams, and then Calgary Wild had 1, the Halifax Tide had 1, and the Montreal Roses had 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the states and like Pritam's like everywhere.
Oh yes.
Most goals 20.
Yeah, I was.
Most shots on target 46.
Yeah.
Total shots 90.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
90 shots.
Yeah.
90 shots.
Yeah.
in 25 games
Yeah.
is absolutely
I know.
I was saving her till later because she had a fantastic season. But since we're on the topic of her, I'll just talk about her. Forward of the year and player of the year. She had an incredible season. To me, of course, the finishing is fantastic. You have to be to get 18 goals. But when I was doing a deep dive and really studying her game, for me, it was her positioning. She always seems to be at the right place at the right time, there to feast on the goals. A poacher, a classical fox in the box, ready to finish. She even has the ability to step outside the box and finish. So that's the thing for me that was so special in my opinion from Debri Pritam is her positioning in addition to her finishing. And also, during one of the games I was watching, something that people may not know about her, she's like a fashion designer basically. So she would like spray paint, I believe it is, and make custom clothes for teammates to give, which I found pretty cool
actually
that
really
she's
cool.
doing. off
That
the
is really
pitch.
cool.
Could you imagine pulling up
yeah.
to a game and you're like, or coming up to the podcast and like Jaden just came with like some spray painted like sweater and you're like, yo, ball over the top.
I made it.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Thoughts, questions, concerns?
No, that's funny. Moving on to the center back positions, I have Jalissa Harris. She ended up getting Defender of the Year, so she is one of those solid center backs in my opinion. Difficult to get past, leader in defense, able to like communicate and hold that defensive line.
Ball playing
together.
defender too. Like her total passes, like she leads the total passes with like 1883.
Yeah, exactly. And she even has a assist. for the
Jalissa
season.
Harris from Ottawa. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like second place only had 1600.
Yeah.
1627 and then 1430.
And then she's top in total touches too, to 2,331.
Yeah, so like at least like they had like, you know, like there's gaps in between like the top like 5, but there's still like consistency, like 1800 to 16 to 14 to 12.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the person who had to record how many touches each player had in 25
I
games.
know.
And you're watching it like this, and you're like, what?
2,000 touches, like
4,
one.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my God, is she gonna pass the ball? 9.
Oh no, that's
Sorry,
funny.
I keep cutting you off. It's
No.
just I'm like trying to go into these stats, and I'm just like,
No.
Yeah.
You're-
And I'm just
you're-
adding to it.
No,
so-
you're
so,
good.
yeah.
And then on to other center back position, Stephanie Hill. I just want you guys to guess before I even say this. How many goals do you think she got from the center back position? Just throw out a guess out there.
like 9, 10.
Okay, that's a little extreme.
Oh,
Let's
okay.
lower it a little
I'm gonna
bit.
say like 6 or 7.
No.
Sorry,
Oh, no.
6.
No,
Oh,
that's getting
no.
clipped immediately, please.
6,
No.
7.
No, no. Oh, no. Do
I'm
not
always
catch
the
me.
one that makes fun of it too, but
No.
I was like, yo, maybe to relate to our
Jane.
viewers.
Gen Z,
No.
Gen Z ruined it.
But she got an impressive 5 goals as a defender from the
Okay,
center
that was
back
close.
position. So that just shows you how Montreal did a good job. I would say probably can't even keep my composure right now from set pieces, and she was up in there amongst the goals, which is really impressive from the center back position. I would.
We need a soundbite that should have been like, you need to leave. That would have been so
Oh,
funny.
no.
Oh no!
And then finally finishing off the defense, I'm going to Olivia Scott of the Ottawa Rapid. A great attacking fullback with 3 goals and 1 assist on the season. She had a good season because she was part of one of the best defenses in the league, being the Ottawa Rapid. There's a reason why they finished so high up there and so good as one of the best defenses in the league, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now I'm moving on to the midfield with firstly our big superstar that we were talking about before, Maggie Dory Howard, special player. Two word special player. This woman, great passing ability, great finishing ability. If you've never seen a Maggie Dory Howard long shot, then I don't think you've really lived life, because when this woman fires a shot from outside of the box, you think that's going in like 9 times out of 10. It's actually like insane. And then on the defensive side, even though it's like not part of her game, she's really unafraid to do those hard work, always willing to retain the ball, and she was integral. And I would say that the main clog, as they like to say in that Calgary Wild team, for sure, she was definitely holding it down.
Man.
Now, I would say one of my favorite players I'm moving on to outside of AFC Toronto, I know big shocker, is Mina Lee. When you watch this South Korean baller play, it's exceptional. She's one of those silky players you see with the dribbling, able to glide. The way she moves, she's almost like a gazelle out there on the pitch, just gliding past her defenders at ease at times, and also able to thread that through ball with ease to the goal scorer DB Pridham, who most of the time finishes those chances. And her off the ball work as well is very underrated. I would say, being able to get stuck in, be able to get back and retain the ball as well. So that's no special. Now we're heading on to the AFC Toronto players. I know you were waiting for it, but here we are finally. Emma Reagan, the captain of AFC Toronto. Again, one of those solid players, gives you like an 8 out of 10 performance every single match. She's just consistent with the performances, holds the team down. She's just like an all-arounder in the midfield, I would say. Usually calm and composed on the ball, and really able to do a wider range of passes. And when the teams feel like we're too forward thinking or reel it back, we see her just pass the ball to her. She kind of settles us down. So
And I'm pretty sure she's not in the team of the year, but
no, she is. Emma Regan.
no.
Team of the season.
The one I'm gonna talk about, like Aoi Kizaki. She's a baller. Same like in AFC too. Like I'm pretty sure she didn't make the team of the year.
Almost
But
offended, G.
No.
What are you talking
you're
about?
good. No, you're good.
This is my bit. You're telling me.
No, you're good. But there's definitely some underrated players in the league. Like somebody who there's only so much spots, but that just shows you the talent in this league. I was surprised of Holly Ward, because she's another exceptional player on the wing before we get to the forwards, who is just really fearless. I would watch this woman on the wing go attacker defender like it's not even there. A lot of wingers, especially these days, they like to play the pass back, kind of like that Guardiola style, fit into the system. But she's one of those rare cases where she's unafraid, just takes on the defender like your classic old school and ready to drill past. So shout out to Holly Ward, and obviously today got to interview her. That's what I said. But yeah.
and congratulations to her to make the Canadian national team.
Exactly,
Yeah, that
a good
too.
shout out as well. Now we were talking about her earlier. I could safely say the best African player in the league and one of the best player in the league, Esther Okoronkwo, who did make the team of the season. I would say one of the fastest players in the league, in my opinion. She loves playing on that wing, tends to drift there a lot of times. But when you see that left foot from Okoronkwo, don't make her even touch that ball on her left foot. Because if it does, it's starting to get dangerous. Like recently in the semifinals, we saw how dangerous she was. A hat trick within 30 minutes. 30-minute hat trick. The game was basically over before it even started in the
30 minutes,
semifinal.
then you got a hat trick.
That's insane to be honest.
Actually mental.
Right, yeah.
And leading assist too, like
Exactly,
the season
leading an
8.
assist. Sorry, I started getting sidetracked with not mentioning stats, but just to go back a little bit, Doherty Howard, 6 goals and 3 assists on the season. Mina Lee, 3 goals and 1 assist on the season. Emma Regan, 3 goals on the season. And then Okoronkwo, great all-around performance, having 8 goals and 8 assists in the league during the regular season. Now, we already talked about her before, but DB Pridham, obviously Golden Boot winner for the inaugural season with 18 goals, as we mentioned before, and she also had 3 assists to accompany that, so 21 goal contributions in general, which was great for her. And now I'm going to the poster woman for Young Talent in the League, Kaylee Hunter. I just want you to take a guess. I'll give you a range. She's under 20. Guess how old Kaylee Hunter is.
22.
No, she's 17. 17 years old and made it the team of the season. Guess how many goals she got this season?
15.
Exactly, on the dot. Actually, that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Today it was very funny when Marco said, like, when reporter asked him that, oh, do you ever realize while she's playing to watch her play, you watch her play, like, do you ever realize that she's only 17? And it's like, in the game, no, you would never say that she's 17. She's so mature about the sport, and she's so mature on the pitch. But and then he goes like, yeah, but sometimes we're like, when we go party and she can't drink, she's like, okay, she's only 17.
And we're going to the
you can't talk about
it would be so funny. They all go to a club and like the security guard just stops her like, you're not allowed.
Exactly, be like,
18 plus only.
She's all upset. It's like, don't worry, we'll bring you some chicken fingers.
Oh no,
That's funny.
You guys are funny for that one too. But nah, honestly, one of my personal favorites in the league. When I watched, I believe it was the home opener, and saw the talent she provided on the field, and even in later games when it was during the start, so they were limiting her minutes at first and just coming off the bench. I'm like, to be honest, that may be the best player on the team. Why are we holding back? But after a while, they eventually started giving her the consistent minutes, and I'm like, yes, we need this young lady on the pitch. She's incredible. The dribbling, the passing, the finishing. She looks like a model professional as well for a 17-year-old. And
Goals, tricks, it's up in the air. It's
Follow at the
and,
of Kaylee Hunt.
and also as well, because I know we've been providing some off the pitch information. I know Kyle may like this as a Portuguese himself. She's absolutely in love with Ronaldo. She's a big Ronaldo fan. If that's something you don't know about
We've discussed this.
But
As a Portuguese man, and I already know that all my viewers who are Portuguese as well, or people who watch, are gonna hate me. But I've already said, Messi is the more complete player. I'm sorry, he's the GOAT. He's my GOAT, and that's just how it'll be.
yeah,
Love Ronaldo, love the guy to death. I've solidified my GOAT status.
Yeah, and then speaking of AFC Toronto, tracking back a little bit, Emma Regan won Midfielder of the Year, so that's great. And AFC Toronto continued to dominate the awards with Kaylee Hunter winning Rookie of the Year, which is well deserved in my opinion, because I already told your stats of 15 goals, 3 assists, and even from the visual aspect, seeing there, so that's incredible. And AFC Toronto continued to dominate again because the man who we saw today, Marko Milanovic, ended up winning Coach of the Year, which is well deserved, to be honest. AFC Toronto finishing first, and hearing his philosophy today, it's a clear reason why he he's very focused on competitiveness, always ensuring that we have a great team spirit. Because he was even talking about today, I never want the players to feel like, okay, I'm in charge. We want to feel like a one fits all. This is a whole community. This is a whole family. Not necessarily his exact words, but in terms of, I could see why AFC Toronto has such a great bond amongst them and why the players are so great on and off the pitch.
He was even saying he doesn't command respect.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he doesn't demand it or anything. Like he earns it, and they all like what you were saying. Like they're all like one band, one sound kind of thing. Like they all earned his respect just like he earned theirs, and
Yeah.
it just seems to be working. It seems to be working out for them because they won the league.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're in the finals.
Yeah.
That's another stat I had that. So they've played. Was it how many games at home at BMO Field? I think it was three. They were saying two or three games.
Yeah,
and they haven't won at home yet.
Yeah, that's
so
the
I think
concerning.
if it is
Yeah.
the third game here at BMO, I think
Yeah.
third time's a charm, and
Yeah.
they take home the
Yeah,
trophy.
I think so because they've already been doing well. The finals absolutely crushed it. To be honest, against Montreal Roses, as I said in that second leg, winning 3-0. That's insane. And then in the other semifinal, insane. It finished on a penalty shootout from the Vancouver Rise. That's how they ended up
Who did they play?
advising. They played the
Ottawa
Ottawa
Rapids.
Rapids.
Oh, so they play second place.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, I was like, I swear, Ottawa. By the way, we're talking about them did well.
Yeah, they
Why
did.
is Vancouver in the finals?
Yeah,
You're
because-
telling me
no.
it goes down to penalty.
Yeah, that was crazy because first place fourth, so that's why AFC Toronto played Montreal Roses in the semifinal, and then second place third, that's why Ottawa Rapid and Vancouver Rise played each other.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it was actually Holly Ward during the later stages of the game that sent the game to extra time and the penalties or whatsoever. So that's how they ended up getting into the penalty
And
shootout.
Vancouver already has won once during the regular season against Toronto, so it should be a good game.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the final, and before we wrap it up,
Yeah.
thoughts?
I think, well, you guys know my stand. I mean, I try my best not to be biased, but I think AFC Toronto is gonna win. It's gonna be a good game, though. It's gonna be a fantastic game.
It won't be a blowout.
I think the game ends 2-1, and here's my early predictions. I think it's gonna be special. I think Okoronkwo scores 1, Kaylee Hunter scores 1. On the other side, Holly Ward scores the 1 for Vancouver. That's my early predictions. And if this exact things happen, I need that AFC Toronto jersey guaranteed.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
The only thing I'm gonna say about it is like I'm seeing the injury list, and Vancouver is missing their main defender of the regular season, Ariel Young.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be a big blow for
yeah,
them.
definitely.
But other than that, yeah, the teams both teams are looking really good. They already played against each other. They both won one, lost one, so it should be a good competition. And again, like
Prediction?
being from
Yeah.
Toronto, of course, I want the home team to win.
Yeah.
So like,
Score prediction?
let's go bold. Let's do 2-0.
Oh.
AFC.
Okay.
Wins.
I was
then-
gonna go with you on the 2-1, but I'm thinking 90th minute winner, Kaylee Hunter.
Oh, that would be cinema. Honestly, that would be cinema.
That would be really good.
Ball
That would
over
be
the
good.
top.
Yeah.
Kaylee Hunter, back of the net, championship.
That would be insane. And then the last thing we'll say about the final, obviously, we highly advise you, this may not come out in time, but if at least try and watch it somehow, replay it somehow, November 15th, the NSL final. They'll
2
be
p.m.
competing at 2 p.m., thank you. Competing for the Matheson Cup, obviously the co-founder, as we were talking about before. And just a little explanation quickly on the trophy, I would say. So it's a gold trophy.
Very pretty trophy.
Yeah, it's definitely...
Oh, that
Very
looks
trophy.
so sick.
It looks excellent.
So sick.
Excellent, to be honest. A gold trophy. Just a little bit background. So because everything on this trophy has a message on it. So the North Star, hopefully we get a picture of it at least at the end after I'm done explaining or something like that. The North Star at the very top of the trophy is represents a guiding light for the future. In terms of the Aurora thread, so that's the wrap around it, I believe. It represents unstoppable energy and upward momentum, so new pathways, so circling up, going that way.
Yeah.
The gold, it celebrates Canadian Olympic excellence and the players who demanded more for the game. Then the silver layer included in the body engraved with our logos in both languages. So that would be French and English, I assume. And a statement of unity from coast to coast. Then the bronze, that's remembering London 2012, the spark that turned Canada into a global contender. And then finally, the wooden base grounded in the home region of the winner, a trophy that evolves with every champion. So that's pretty cool. So I assume that means it will be engraved all over in the
That'd be
upcoming
actually
year.
pretty cool.
So yeah, that's pretty sick. So that's every element that tells the story of Canadian soccer behind the trophy.
They put really like deep work into it. Like
Yeah,
that's what I like about this. Like this is so detailed.
Trophy kind of looks like something you'd see in like a Super Mario. Just the way that's like all starred, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But honestly, I think that's it. It's been exciting talking about the Northern Super League.
Today was a day.
Yeah,
And
Today
it
was
was
a
a
day.
good day.
yeah,
As Ice
definitely
Cube would say.
With all the hiccups we had.
Yeah,
Dude, traffic. Listen, I'm sorry, okay? Traffic getting
It's not even
downtown
about
is
you.
absolutely ridiculous.
It's not even about you.
I
Like
know.
we didn't even have the room to record today.
yeah. People, we went through a lot of ups and downs today, but as we
Just for
saw-
you.
exactly.
Just to get this episode to you.
But
So you better listen.
but we made a lot of adjustments, and we were able to. They were able to make accommodations, which is exceptional. Honestly, it's been a great day. So happy today. Glad all of us enjoyed as well, and it was not just me taking all the energy, but
You did.
yeah.
Not joking. It's a good. No, I'm glad you
thank-
did. I'm honestly glad you did. Like
yeah.
not even like saying it just to say it. Like I genuinely am happy you had like your moment. This was definitely a moment for you, and I love that for you. And it was just good to see like. I'm gonna sound like a boomer,
We
but it
were
was like seeing
excited
like a
for
kid.
you.
It was just like seeing a kid
Yeah.
like just so happy with like like on like Christmas Day. You were just excited, and I'm glad that you developed a lot of courage today to talk to the co-founder and ask questions to some of your favorite players. And not only that, we're able to do this all together. Not only just as students and something that we're trying to pursue as careers, but just even as a podcast, like as friends, like we did this together. Like,
Yeah.
if you had told me 5 years ago, like, oh, I'm gonna go to NSL Media Day with like a bunch of guys I went to school with, I'd be like, are you smoking something? What's wrong?
Yeah.
No, I'm glad we got to go together.
Definitely,
and do all that.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. And what about you, Zen?
Oh
What's
yeah,
your last-
absolutely. I was like from the start point, like I was like focused like on
Yeah.
video recording and everything. So
For
Yeah,
sure.
you guys are
no,
both
it
like,
was-
you had your tripod with your thing. You're like setting it up.
I
This
know.
guy had his notebook there, and it was like writing everything being said, and I'm there just like I'm on my phone scrolling through stuff, but then I'm like, oh, that's actually important. I'm gonna write this in my notes. Okay, that's actually important. I should write this in my notes.
I was living my old life of like masters in animation life.
Yeah, exactly. So
But yeah, I think that's all. It's been a great podcast talking about women's sports in the Northern Super League. Hopefully see you guys again for the next episode. That's been me, Jaden Blue, signing out. That's been Zenith Ratold signing out. And that's been Kyle Batista De Silva signing out.
yo,
Thank
really
you
the full Govey?
for-
That's crazy.
Thank you for watching
On the internet.
the Ball Over the Top podcast.
Stay tuned for more.